schematic a lot of and how we can maybe switch things up and things like that. Like that's always what a bye week is self scout, is how to get yourself better, how to for every individually get better and as a team get better.
You mentioned having the best practice you've seen coming out of the bye week. Is there a different level of focus maybe with this team than you've seen in past years?
Yeah, for sure. I think we have a lot of special people on this team this year, from a playing standpoint and a leadership and everything else. It's just everyone is so focused on our main goal and. At the end of the day, whatever we have to do, whatever we have to sacrifice to get there, it's been kind of extraordinary to kind of see everyone dial in and execute.
Is 2017 come up?
Yes, of course. Coach Day mentioned it yesterday, actually, about how that year they went in at Iowa and lost that big game, and turnovers killed them and just not playing well. So for us, we know some coaches still have that bad taste in their mouth. So for us, we're trying to brush our teeth and kind of get it out of there. So
clearly a different team on both sides. You guys have a lot of different players, but does it alert you a little bit that, hey, these upsets do happen?
Yeah.
I mean, even looking last week in college football.
Yeah, I mean, you look at every week. Anybody can get beaten. What is it called? Any given Saturday, anybody can get beaten. So, if you're not bringing your A game, you're not coming to play. Who knows when it's gonna be your time? So for us, we know that. That's why we approach every week. I think I said earlier, maybe in the camp, it's like nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed right now. So for us, we really have to approach every week like it's our last week, because we know how precious every week can be. We've learned that last year, and I think this team really understands that. And I think for us, that's just a huge advantage to be able to play with.
Do you enjoy the idea of this week being kind of a measuring stick for how good you guys are as an offense?
Yeah, I think for us, we know how good we are. I mean, there's not really a measuring stick or anything you can compare. For us, we see what we can do every day in practice. So it's just about going out and executing.
I think maybe there's like one guy on this team who's on the roster in 2017. So can that still be motivation for all you guys, even though you weren't a part of that game?
Yeah, I mean, just because we weren't a part of it doesn't mean that people in this building still aren't affected by that game. So for us, it's just knowing what this game means. 2017, we lost. I mean, for us, it's just revenge. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're a part of it or not, just still revenge. They still beat us. I mean, they probably have nobody on their team who was a part of that game. So it's just in our heads. Just anything that can get your blood boiling a little extra and kind of make you go a little harder.
You don't need a lot to get your blood boiling.
No.
Was this a game that you guys had circled on the calendar at the start of the season?
Yeah. Iowa's a great team. It's a matchup game. They have great players, and for us, any game in the Big Ten and every week really is a big game. I mean, that's how I gotta approach it. Every week's a Super Bowl, because you're not guaranteed anything more than the 12, and if you lose one, you're really not guaranteed anything. So, for us, we try to approach it every week's a big week.
Especially with how stout their defense is playing.
Yeah.
What are you seeing out of them right now?
Yeah, they're a good defense. They do a lot of good things. So they play tough, hard, and physical. So for us, just got to match that.
Have you guys approached practice in a way that you know that the defensive intensity on their side is going to be there, so you're trying to kind of approach things practice-wise, or is it just standard fare like any other practice?
Yeah, standard fare. Schematically just doing things to accommodate their defense, but for us, it's just the normal. We approach every week the same. It doesn't really matter who the defense is or what's going on. We try to approach it very physically and with mental toughness. So,
you guys are entering a stretch like this. You're hoping for 7 games in 7 weeks. Just how do you make sure you kind of keep that competitive stamina going each week?
Like I said before, nothing's guaranteed. So for us, we know that how precious every one of these games are in the stretch. So, that's really all I need to say about that.
Luke, are you a guy who's waiting? Two more questions. When you have a week off, do you still watch a lot of football?
Yeah, I think, like I said before, it's self-scout. So I'm watching myself. I buzz all the games, see what I did well, what I didn't do well, what I need to improve on. Like Coach Fry talks about, what are your 3 forwards, 3 ups, what are you doing well, what do you need to improve. So for us, I think we take a great advantage of the bye week, being able to improve individually.
But you don't watch other stuff. You watch the Alabama, Tennessee game.
Oh yeah, I watch games on TV and stuff like that. But no, I watched a little bit of Iowa, but until game planning is really, the coaches know what we're about to do, it's kind of hard to kind of watch film without an idea of what we're running.
Okay. All right, thank you, Luke.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Stay here.
So around halfway through the season, just how would you evaluate your play so far?
I would say I've been playing pretty physical. I've been getting off the ball well, getting off blocks well. So I say I'm doing pretty decent thus far.
Do you feel like you're making more of an impact on the game than you have in the past?
Most definitely, I'm definitely playing like the most reps I probably ever played since I've been here, which will translate to me making more plays. So most definitely.
How is this new scheme helping you play your best?
I think it's just like putting everybody in good positions and allowing us to play fast. So I'm getting put in positions that's allowing me to make plays and play fast.
John, are you still trying to get used to playing really well, but having nothing really show up in the stat sheet?
No, not really. I just go focus every game, just playing my hardest and doing my best.
That's not difficult for you at all.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't even cross my mind.
How fun is it to see yourself racking up and somebody come behind you, clean it up? Do you feel just as involved doing that?
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely feel like if I know I'm blowing something up and then somebody's coming behind me making a play, I definitely feel part of that play. So yeah.
JT's a little bit like you, and the stats aren't necessarily there, but he's making an impact. What kind of impact has he made?
We're just causing havoc, causing pressure, penetration in the backfield, just disrupting offensive lines, getting pressure onto the quarterback. So those are all impacts of the game. Just like parts of the game that don't show up on the stat sheet, but they show up in the game.
Do you see him dominating, even though he's not?
Yeah, I feel like the whole D line dominating, but yeah, JT's definitely dominating.
How are those additional snaps? You say you're playing more than you ever have. How do those additional snaps maybe help you find a rhythm in the game, and how that leads to your production?
Definitely just get you a flow of the game. You get a flow of the game better. Then you get the you can just catch on things that the O line, the guy you're facing is doing. It's just easier stuff to pick up on. More reps you get.
Have you had to get in better shape then? Play more snaps this year?
I feel like just the way we worked in the off season and the way we prepared in camp, my body was prepared for the amount of reps that I'm getting right now. So no.
Do you think you're a different player this year than maybe in years past?
I just feel like I'm just confident. I'm fully healthy, and then just I guess the scheme that I'm being put in, I'm just getting put in good positions to make plays or help make plays.
Could you maybe expand upon that? Like, how are you being put differently to make a play than maybe in the past?
I think just like our movements we're doing, and then just the play calling is all around just putting everybody in the perfect positions to make plays. And I think that's just showing up on the game day.
Coaches don't obviously talk about injuries. They kind of allow you guys to do that yourself. What were you maybe dealing with in the past that you weren't dealing with now?
I know in the past I tore my labrum, and then I had hurt my knee before like COVID. So those injuries were bothering me a little bit, but now those are all behind me. I can fully healthy.
Were those things that like lingered at all for you, or just you in your mind?
Not really. I think it was more of a mental thing. And then once my body felt 100%, like this year, I feel like I'm 100%. I can play at my highest ability.
How do you think your experiences over the last 5 years have helped you become a better leader?
I just have reps under my belt, and then just things people haven't seen before that new guys, young guys haven't seen. So just my knowledge is just more greater, just over experience and just life lessons and playing football.
After kind of evaluating the first half of the season for you guys, on the defensive line specifically, what are you guys, the finer details you guys are trying to improve, the things that you might not have thought were perfect in the first half of the season you're trying to clean up?
Just the little things, just like getting off blocks faster, increasing our first step in our get off, using our hands better, not peeking in the backfield, just keeping our eyes on our gaps, just the little things that can improve our game.
Iowa's offense has had struggles. What do you see from that over the
Iowa, they're pretty good O-line, just fast. So I think just play our game, not really focus on them, just do what we do best, get penetration in the backfield and stuff. So I don't think their problems aren't going to affect us. I think we'll just take advantage of them.
So, on that subject, you're human beings and you can read and you know what's going on and you know that they've had real struggles moving the football. How do you not
care about that? You know what I mean? Because you have a standard, you have things you want to achieve. But how do you, as a human being, not care about that and move on and just do your thing?
I think that's just from the culture we built here, and then the coaches just implement it into us. Just everything is always about us, no matter who we're facing, who our opponent is, what's going on with them. Everything's just on us. So I think we just take that mindset into the games and we perform at our highest.
Anything else? Good. All right. Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, sir. JT,
What's going on, man?
your topic of conversation this week was, do you have a personal counter on how many times you think you've been held in a game?
Not really. I mean, I just go back, watch film, and see how I can avoid it. You know, how to get better at it to not let that happen.
It's a part of football, obviously,
Mhm.
but it's not. It's an odd situation because you are making significant impacts on games. But you may not have a bunch of tackles or a bunch of sacks. How do you compartmentalize that about your performance versus the metrics people use to measure performance? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just always try to play at the 110%. I always talk to Coach Jay and his many things let yourself go. So I always just try to play at the best level as I can.
I know it gets part of football, but in the moment, it's probably not a part of football. It's probably high.
Yeah.
So how are you calming yourself down? Because there was a couple times that Michigan State game where it was pretty blatant, and you were almost like pleading with the ref. You didn't even realize he had already thrown the flag.
Yeah.
So how are you calming yourself down, whether in that moment or on the sideline, when like it's just happening and it's kind of fresh?
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I mean, like I said, it's part of the game. You gotta learn how to work around it, and on the sideline, talk with coach, and just get better.
Have you ever been a guy who cared about the stats?
No, I've always been just one guy, like team player. Team success. We want to eat, so we all eat.
And you come in here as a 5-star guy, and they expect you to be the next chief sugar, do whatever. And people do judge you on stats, fairly or not. Is that something that even enters your mind at all?
No. I'm just trying to be the best player I can be, and the best player that this team needs.
And how well do you think you played this year?
I think I played pretty solid. There's a lot of things I still need to fix and still critique, but I think I just got to keep working.
You're a stat guy, which is fair. I mean, you're not supposed to be a good team player, but if it's not the stats, how do you know you had a good game?
Man, I just always go in. I'm the type of player that there's always something that needs to get better. So every game, whether it's good or bad, I always feel like I have something to improve on.
How often do you get held in practice?
I don't really pay attention. I just try to see if my technique is right and everything.
Because Justin Price said he doesn't coach his players to hold. I was just wondering if that's true.
Oh yeah, it's a great battle. We go against the best O-line in the country, and we get each other better.
What does Coach Johnson think that maybe you have to do to finish some of these plays? You're winning those matchups and you're right there a lot of the time, but to finish some of those plays and actually come up with a sack and stuff like that.
Just play my game, and we can't let nobody dictate that. Just go out there and play Buckeye ball.
What's more frustrating, winning and then getting held, or winning and then like the quarterback takes off, so it didn't even matter?
I mean, both are pretty frustrated, but at the same time, it's either you just gotta keep going and learn how to fix things. You gotta either beat the tackle quicker or just there's always something to learn on it.
JT, keep the fact that Iowa struggles so hard, so bad on offense. How do you get that out of your head and play them like they're?
We have to approach every team like every game like it's our last game. Iowa's a great team. Big physical, and I know they're gonna bring it. So we just gotta make sure we're on our P's and Q's and make sure we play Buckeye ball.
On that, what do they do well? Maybe is there something that they do that we wouldn't notice just by watching, like we were talking about earlier, stats and scores and that stuff? What do you see that indicates that they're capable?
Iowa's a great. They play hard every play. Whether it's the first play or the last play, they're always gonna play hard. A big physical team, and you just always got to play with an edge against them. And watching film, they're a great physical team. You gotta be ready.
JT, what's Buckeye ball?
Buckeye ball. It's pretty much our game. Everybody. That's what I grew up on. Playing JT ball, playing Buckeye ball. It's pretty much don't let nobody dictate how you play.
You came in last year, obviously right before camp, played well. How much better do you think you're playing now?
I think I got to step better. Like I said, there's always things I got to improve on, and just fix to keep climbing that ladder.
I mean, has this year been what you would hope it would be?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I got better. I feel like I got better on a lot of techniques, and I think I just got to continue that.
You're like the guy in hockey who get the second assist. You would break through the line, cause the quarterback and the running back to go somewhere else, and then somebody else might do the same thing, and then the third guy makes the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just as valuable as being the guy that actually makes the tackle. Is that the way you view it?
Oh no, I mean, there's 4 guys on the D line, and we're all trying to cause havoc, and if one gets the tackle, that's a win for all of us. We did what we're supposed to do.
Probably good. Thanks, JT. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You upset about the Mariners?
Huh?
You bummed about the Mariners?
Man, that was a long game, 18 innings. So I mean, hey, we still got next year.
It's like watching the Iowa offense.
I believe it's rocking.
There you go. How y'all doing?
How are you?
Tired. Yes, sir.
How was the off day, Rocky?
It was good. It was very good, actually.
Do anything special?
Yeah, I went back home, see some family.
To get a break like that, what does it do mentally, physically?
It's huge. It's a grind. We've been grinding these past few weeks, so just to take a break mentally, physically, get our bodies underneath us, get our legs underneath us is huge.
Luke said yesterday's practice, or Monday's practice, I guess, was really physical when you guys got back. Said it was maybe one of the more physical practices you've had. What's it like to get that time off and then sort of like jump right back into it immediately?
It's a part of it. We knew once we came back that we were going to go, and the coaches knew our legs were ready. We knew our legs were fresh, so I think it's kind of like the best time to do it after coming off a break like that. So we were ready to go, and we like putting in those days. So.
Jim Knowles talked about blitzing as safety, which is something that this defense hasn't really shown yet. Is that something maybe you're excited to get into as a group, something you're excited to show, get after the quarterback?
Yeah, any chance, us safeties or anyone in the secondary really gets a chance to blitz, we always want to take advantage. So whenever he's ready to make that call, we're ready to go.
Is there a lot to that, Rocky? Like, are there a lot of things with the safety group that you all just haven't had to get into yet because maybe the front's playing really well? Or...
Yeah, I definitely say that a lot. Our front seven and our D-line specifically has just been doing a tremendous job up front. So it's a lot of stuff where plays can't even really develop, or we can't make certain plays because the ball's not getting out of the quarterback's hands or it's not getting past the line of scrimmage, which I'm not complaining at all, but that's just how good they're playing right now. So.
Coach today said the bye week, especially halfway through the season, allowed them to, and you guys probably all to evaluate, personnel and how you guys are doing. What kind of feedback did maybe the safety group or the secondary as a whole, anything you specifically get out of some of those evaluations?
Fundamentals and techniques. I think after playing, the stretch that we did, it can get easy to forget the little things. We're installing stuff a little bit every week. So just honing in on those little skills, those little details that you might slip up on or might just forget due to just doing the same stuff every week. I think we were able to look at the film and then go put the stuff out that we looked at on film and do it in practice and stuff like that.
Ronnie, how many weeks did it take for you to readjust your idea of success? Since you led the team in tackles last year. You seem to not be making very many, but the defense looks better. So how did it take a while to regain a different level of success for you? Or?
Nah, success for me is just doing my job. And my job isn't to make those tackles. Like I did last year, I got a new job. So as long as I'm doing my job and helping the guys around me, then I'm good. And I say I've been doing that, and the guys around me have been playing great as well too.
Ronnie, what has Ryan Day said to you about the 2017 Iowa loss?
It scarred them, and it scarred the people that were there, the staff that's still on staff now. They take things lightly. They came off of a huge comeback win the week before, and he said that it started on Tuesday. It started earlier in the week. They were kind of hung up on it. We can't make that mistake again, no matter what they did prior to us or what their schedule may look like, what the stats or numbers may say. We got to take this team serious, and we will. We are.
Can you tell beyond his words that game hurt him?
Yeah, for sure. The scoreboard after that game, I could only imagine how that could feel. So we knew what it was, and we can't have that happen again.
To have a head coach admit that to you guys, that they took things lightly, does that kind of give you another perspective on okay, he actually means it. He's admitting that they took him lightly.
I think it was obviously that it started earlier in the week. Things just don't happen at this level. And it starts earlier in the week, and I think the quicker you realize that, the better you'll take advantage of practices earlier in the week and the little things and stuff like that, because it all adds up come Saturday.
You've got all this stuff in your back pocket as a defense that you haven't shown yet. What's it like to run through those plays in practice that you might not, that the public isn't seeing in the game?
Well, you just make sure you do them right in practice, just so the coach have confidence to call that come Saturday. So when they call it in practice, we're running 100%. Just hoping for the chance that it get called Saturday.
What is it like on Saturday if one of those plays that kind of been waiting to run?
It's just kind of those you've been waiting for it. Let's go. Hopefully it plays out the way you want it to play out.
Lathan was saying he feels a lot more comfortable just playing the role that he's playing this year versus playing the nickel last year. Is that something you see from him, that he's just a different player of this defense?
Yeah, I definitely think he's a downhill player. He's a fast, aggressive safety, and
what Coach knows has him doing in that position, what it requires of him. I think it fits him perfect.
What is his emergence this year really done to boost you guys as a safety group?
Just his versatility. Not only him but everyone in that room, just being able to go in there and when your number's called and having the guys in the room trusting you, the guys in the defense know that whoever's on the field, they can take care of themselves. They can make that play when they need to make that play. I think it's just huge for not only the defense but for the team as well.
Right. Can you think of a game, a play, a series where you guys defensively, where you might have caught yourself thinking, leaving either the game, series, or play, that, man, this Jim knows defense. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. I mean, have you had that kind of moment, I guess?
He's made some pretty big calls. He likes to put us in cover zero and man.
Yeah.
Just seeing how our bluffs, how our disguise works. It's happened numerous times, but I would say I really like his calls when it's crunch time. You might say like that's a crazy call, but it normally plays out the way you want it to. I like to say he has a lot of courage for doing it like that, but you got to make the big plays sometimes, and that's how you do it. You got to take a chance and trust in your guys to make a play.
Yeah, it's funny. He told us the other day, his defense is designed to really go against a team like Tennessee is playing, the way Tennessee's playing this year. And it wasn't slamming Iowa, but Iowa, is last in the FBS and total offense as we speak, kind of a ball control. They want to be ball control and stuff. So what do y'all have to just be disciplined at this week more than anything else you think in this game?
Well, they want to run the ball. They want to control the clock. So we got to get off the field on third down. Another possession with them could be another 3 to 4 minutes just because of how their offense plays, what they like to do. So it's a priority for us to get off the field when we can.
Is the play action more challenging for a safety when they're under center and doing some of the stuff they do?
Yeah, it definitely can be, but as long as you stay sound to your technique and your disciplined eyes and stuff like that, you'll be fine.
How has this Jim Knowles defense lived up to your expectations from the start of the spring?
It's going just I imagine, if not better.
To see the way Marvin Harrison's been playing. I think he's a midseason All-American. To see it in his first year as a starter, he got to sit behind Chris Olave here. It wasn't last year, but to see the strides he's made, how do you see him maybe react to that? How does he take it? And of course, what are your observations about Marvin?
It's really no surprise. Lockers. I mean, Marvin's like my locker neighbor. He's 2 down. It's really no surprise. It's kind of like Marv doing something that he's normally doing again. We've been seeing this for a while now, and he puts in the work, so we know what's coming with him. I'm just happy for him, and I know the future is just super bright for him.
Yeah, I think he laid out his whole days routine when he comes in from practice, gets in, does treatment,
very detailed.
Does he really do that? And
No.
How many hours would you have to
No, he does that. I'll get in my locker. I'm like, where you coming from, Marv? He's like, training room. And then over coming back, I'm like, where you going, Marv? He's like, they're going to catch some balls. Him and restock them, and a lot of the receivers too. But I'm close to those two because they're right by my locker. Then those two are always getting the extra work and stuff like that.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Appreciate you.
Ronnie.